Artificial intelligence is the biggest technological disruption in history. That's not just a headline. It's the foundation of a $30 billion conviction held by one of the most influential investors of our time, Cathie Wood. She spent over 4 decades studying how technology transforms economies. And today, she believes the next 5 to 10 years will reshape wealth creation faster than any period in history. So what exactly is her investment roadmap? How can ordinary investors, starting with just a few $100s, ride this wave? Let's break down Cathie Wood's $30 billion playbook for the AI age. Cathie Wood manages the ARK Invest family of funds. Her entire philosophy revolves around one simple principle: get on the right side of change. While most investors worry about interest rates, inflation, or recessions, she focuses on measurable cost declines in technology. Because when the cost of a breakthrough technology falls, adoption accelerates. And when adoption accelerates, new markets form and valuations multiply. She calls this Wright's Law, a simple idea that has guided innovation for a century. For every doubling of production, the cost of producing that technology tends to fall by a predictable percentage. It's why solar power, batteries, and data storage became affordable so quickly. It's also why AI, robotics, and genomics are now compounding together to create entirely new industries. According to her research, 5 innovation platforms will define the next decade: artificial intelligence, robotics, energy storage, blockchain and digital assets, and multi-omic sequencing in healthcare. Each of these platforms is growing on its own, but their convergence is what will drive the exponential gains. Let's start with artificial intelligence, the core engine of them all. AI has shifted from science fiction to utility. It's no longer about robots in labs or models writing code in isolation. It's about productivity across every field: finance, manufacturing, medicine, and design. Natural language programming now lets anyone describe what they want a computer to build, and AI does the rest. This wave of vibe coding, as some call it, will make software creation accessible to billions. But Cathie Wood argues that the real winners of AI are not just chip makers like NVIDIA. They're the companies that use AI as a foundation to build new ecosystems. Her largest holding, Tesla, is a perfect example. Most people think of Tesla as an electric car company, but Wood sees it as the largest AI project on Earth. Tesla's autonomous driving network, she says, could transform transportation into an on-demand, self-driving platform that generates recurring revenue. Imagine owning a car that drives you to work in the morning, then spends the day as a robo-taxi earning money, and returns to pick you up at night. ARK's research estimates this network could become an $8 to $10 trillion market over the next decade. And that's just the beginning. Tesla is also developing humanoid robots called Optimus, which could one day perform repetitive labor and household tasks. Elon Musk believes this business could eventually be larger than the entire auto division, and Cathie Wood agrees. It's another example of convergence: AI, robotics, and energy storage all compounding together. Speaking of energy storage, she sees it as the lifeblood of the new economy. Cheaper, more efficient batteries enable electric vehicles, drones, and robots. They also stabilize renewable energy grids. Every 20% drop in battery cost unlocks new business models, from delivery drones to portable power systems. Then there's robotics and mobility. The cost of sensors, actuators, and AI chips continues to fall. That means robots are leaving the factory floor and entering everyday life, driving cars, flying as drones, or assisting in healthcare. ARK Invest holds companies like Archer Aviation, which is building electric air taxis that could change urban transport forever. Next is blockchain and digital assets. To Wood, crypto isn't just speculation, it's the financial internet, a programmable layer that allows money and ownership to move as easily as data. Bitcoin, she argues, is more than a digital gold. It's a new monetary system, decentralized, rules-based, and global. Her team bought Bitcoin back in 2015 when it traded around $250. Today, she estimates it could reach $1.5 million by 2030. Why? Because institutions are only now beginning to adopt it. With limited supply and rising demand from both investors and countries with unstable currencies, Bitcoin could become a cornerstone of the new digital economy. Her conviction in Bitcoin comes down to one question: how big is an idea that replaces trust with math? For her, that answer is generationally big. The fifth platform is Genomics and Life Sciences. AI is helping decode DNA and RNA faster than ever before. With technologies like CRISPR gene editing, scientists can now correct faulty genes responsible for diseases such as sickle cell anemia. One-time treatments could replace lifelong drug regimens. Companies like CRISPR Therapeutics and Vertex are already commercializing these breakthroughs. Wood believes this convergence, sequencing, AI, and gene editing, could one day make healthcare predictive rather than reactive. Instead of waiting for disease, we'll diagnose and treat at the molecular level long before symptoms appear. Now the big question: what are her top stocks for the next decade? While ARK's holdings evolve, her recurring high-conviction names include Tesla, Coinbase, Palantir, CRISPR Therapeutics, Archer Aviation, Shopify, Roblox, Roku, Robinhood, and Taiwan Semiconductor. Each represents a different angle of innovation: autonomy, digital finance, AI software, gene editing, e-mobility, commerce, gaming, and chip manufacturing. Together, they form a web of innovation that touches almost every sector. And the thesis is simple: if these technologies grow tenfold, their leading companies could multiply right alongside them. Of course, volatility is part of the ride. ARK's funds have seen enormous drawdowns and rebounds, but Wood's stance remains consistent. Short-term noise doesn't change long-term exponential math. So, if you're an everyday investor with just $500 or $1,000, how do you apply this? Her answer is straightforward: start small, buy consistently, and think long-term. She recommends averaging in, purchasing small amounts regularly instead of trying to time the market. This approach, known as dollar-cost averaging, turns volatility into your ally. When prices fall, your next purchase buys more shares. If picking individual stocks feels overwhelming, an exchange-traded fund like ARK Innovation offers diversified exposure to multiple breakthroughs through a single purchase. It's like owning a slice of 30 to 40 innovation leaders at once. But whichever route you take, mindset matters most. The goal isn't to chase hype, it's to own pieces of technologies that are transforming how we live and work. Wood often says that disruption creates winners and losers. Companies that cling to old models, no matter how profitable today, can quickly become obsolete. On the other hand, firms building on the new cost curves, AI, energy, genomics, digital finance, will capture tomorrow's value. For example, she's cautious on Apple. Despite its success, she believes its growth may slow because it hasn't positioned itself as a core AI player. In contrast, Tesla, Palantir, and other AI-native platforms are still early in their monetization cycles. Her long-term forecast is bold. She projects that these innovation platforms combined could push global GDP growth from about 3% historically to more than 7% annually. That kind of productivity boom hasn't happened since the Industrial Revolution. And yes, this shift will disrupt jobs. Automation and AI will replace certain tasks, but Wood sees this as a net positive, raising productivity and opening new industries we can't yet imagine. Historically, every major technological leap created more opportunities than it destroyed. To succeed, she says investors must adopt a builder mindset. Stay curious, keep learning, and think in decades, not days. The stock market rewards those who let compounding do its work. Here's a simple checklist inspired by her approach. Understand the technology you own, buy gradually over time, ignore short-term volatility, study cost curves, not headlines, hold through the noise, and review your thesis annually. If her research proves correct, many of these platforms will be as essential to life in 2035 as the internet is today. So whether you invest directly in Tesla, CRISPR, or Bitcoin, or indirectly through an innovation ETF, the key is the same: participate in the exponential age. And remember, even small, consistent investments can compound dramatically when you're aligned with multi-decade trends. As Wood often reminds her followers, if you're on the right side of change, the opportunities are going to be enormous.
This is not financial advice. It's an invitation to think bigger about where growth is heading and how technology is rewriting the map of opportunity. For more research on these exponential trends, check out ARK Invest's free Big Ideas reports and stay curious, because the next decade won't be about who predicts the economy, it'll be about who rides the curve of innovation.